Today, we're counting down our picks for the most notable instances when actors publicly clapped back at negative reviews of their films. Maisy Williams, The New Mutants. Due to factors like the Disney-Fox merger and the COVID-19 pandemic, the film's release date was pushed back repeatedly.
She wasn't prepping us to be X-Men. She was prepping us to be killers.
When it finally landed in August 2020, not many critics were pleased with the results. In particular, one review by Forbes called it the worst X-Men movie ever. Rather than taking offense, Williams turned it into a marketing opportunity. She tweeted in response, "Sounds like a must-see! Get your tickets now!" Amy Schumer, Trainwreck.
Is this guy ever going to shut up?
Please watch the movie.
Upon the release of the film's trailer, Jeffrey Wells of Hollywood Elsewhere seemed to focus on star and writer Amy Schumer, making inappropriate comments about her appearance. In response, Schumer tweeted that she loved her size and had no intention of changing it. She reinforced this message by posting hilarious pictures on Instagram that depicted caricatures of conventional beauty standards. These responses prompted a half-hearted apology from Wells.
Really? It really is. Really? Yeah, it's very good.
Rob Schneider, Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. The review that irked star and co-writer Rob Schneider came from LA Times' critic Patrick Goldstein. Goldstein quipped that the film was overlooked by the Oscars because there wasn't a category for most vulgar joke, delivered by a third-rate comic. Oof. Schneider didn't take this comment lightly.
It's a closed set, you can't come in here, sir. Like hell I can't.
He bought full-page ads in Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, retorting that Goldstein hadn't won a Pulitzer since there wasn't a category for third-rate unfunny pompous reporter. Ironically, Roger Ebert, a Pulitzer winner, later weighed in on the feud, asserting that the movie sucked.
My pick for the worst film of 2005, and why stop there? There's a whole decade to think about. Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo.
Jamie Dornan, 50 Shades of Grey. Despite being a phenomenal box office success, the first entry in the 50 Shades of Grey franchise was panned by critics. Many of the negative reviews focused on the performances of the film's lead actors Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan. One in particular singled out Dornan, describing him as having the charisma of oatmeal.
I'm not going to touch you. Not until I have your written consent.
In a 2020 interview with Variety, Dornan mentioned that he usually avoids reading reviews of his movies, but admitted to checking out some for the 50 Shades film. He then brought up the oatmeal remark, saying, "Some people like oatmeal, so I thought it was kind of harsh." Despite this, Dornan was able to poke fun at the critique, maintaining that he didn't entirely disagree with it. Amanda Stenberg, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. The 2022 film Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was generally praised as a sharp social commentary from the digital age. However, Lena Wilson, a critic from the New York Times, offered a lukewarm take, labeling it a 95-minute advertisement for cleavage. In response, one of the film's stars, Amanda Stenberg, messaged Wilson on Instagram saying, "Maybe if you had gotten your eyes off my breasts, you would have watched the movie."
Lena is gay. I am also gay. I thought that as gay people, we would both find this comment funny. I was also curious to know what Lena would say to such a statement.
Wilson, who identified as lesbian, tweeted the message, apparently perceiving it as homophobic. Stenberg clarified that her comment was meant in jest and highlighted the unnecessary sexualization she had faced in the past. Ben Platt, Dear Evan Hansen. In 2017, Ben Platt won the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical for his performance in Dear Evan Hansen. 4 years later, he reprised his role in the film adaptation. However, at 27, he was noticeably too old to play a 17-year-old high school student.
Maybe nothing would be different at all.
Fans quickly noticed this age disparity in the trailer and also raised nepotism concerns, seeing as Platt's father, Mark, co-produced the movie. The actor took an exception to these claims, calling his critics jerks.
And also not really understanding the fact that, were I not to do the movie, it probably wouldn't get made.
This response backfired, leading to further criticism directed at Platt. Daniel Kaluuya, Nope. Jordan Peele's third directorial effort, Nope, garnered largely positive reviews for various aspects of its filmmaking. But controversial internet personality Logan Paul clearly wasn't impressed by it. Paul tweeted a thread critiquing the film that quickly went viral.
He didn't understand it, and then he thought it was shock for the sake of it, that kind of stuff.
Among other things, he called the movie objectively slow and described the character played by actor Daniel Kaluuya as possibly the most mundane vanilla character. Kaluuya brushed off Paul's criticism, questioning why his opinion should matter above everyone else's.
I don't know why you're over everybody else, because you're just a brother that's just talking about stuff, innit?
Kaluuya also alluded to Paul's inexperience in the film industry, comparing it to him giving a music critique. Melissa McCarthy, identity thief. While most critics focused on the quality of the material, New York Observer writer Rex Reed took a mean-spirited route. Reed attacked Melissa McCarthy's physical appearance, describing her with several demeaning words.
Now the critic that took her on is being harshly criticized himself, as some big names come to McCarthy's defense.
His review sparked outrage among many in the film industry, but McCarthy herself decided to respond with kindness. She described Reed as someone swimming in so much hate that it made her feel bad for him. Carrie Mulligan, promising young woman. Following its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2020, it was reviewed by freelance critic Dennis Harvey for Variety. While Harvey largely praised Mulligan's performance, he suggested that producer Margot Robbie might have been a better fit. Mulligan called out this comment in an interview with the New York Times, stating that it implied she wasn't hot enough for the part.
It didn't wound my ego, but it made me concerned.
Consequently, Variety added an editor's note at the top of the original article, apologizing to Mulligan for its insensitive remarks. Samuel L. Jackson, The Avengers. As Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson has gone up against many villains. But after the release of the first Avengers film in 2012, he faced his most unexpected adversary, a movie critic.
But given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Jackson took issue with review by New York Times journalist A.O. Scott, who described the blockbuster as having a grinding, hectic emptiness that even humor couldn't salvage. The actor tweeted that Scott needed a new job and urged fans to help him find one. Surprisingly, Scott received an outpouring of support online, with many defending his right to voice his opinion.
Was that the point of all this? A statement?